Hey guys, it's your girl Juliet, and welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I mostly do videos on plants, and today this video is on my Scindapsus Pictus Exotica, which I love so much, but it only has 2 vines and I want a full plant. Lately I've been on this go big or go home tip, and I don't know, I just prefer to have them more fuller at this point. Want it to be trailing. I want multiple vines, and I just want this plant to stay with me a very long time because it's just so beautiful. The leaves are so I don't know, they're just amazing. I don't really have the words for it. The silver pops, and it is what it is. I don't know about y'all guys, but usually for me, the first cut is usually the hardest. I get so nervous and I start to wonder and ask myself if I'm doing the right thing, right? Because it's like this plant is perfect or it's doing well on its own as it is right now. Why cut it up? But I gotta bring myself back to the reason why I'm doing it in the first place, which is to achieve a full plant, and it just makes it a little bit easier. And I do find that with each propagation that I decide to take on, it gets a little bit easier and easier. I'm less nervous, but yeah, it is a scary process. Caring for the Scindapsus Pictus Exotica is very much like caring for pothos. They don't mind low light, but of course the more light you could give it, better. In terms of watering, make sure you water it moderately. Allow for the soil to dry out approximately 2 inches down the soil before you water it. And the soil should be an airy soil composition, and otherwise it's a very easy to care for plant. I find that it's a little bit slower growing than the pothos, but it grows nicely, so enjoy it if you haven't. So from this plant, I'm able to get 4 cuttings from it, and one of it has a new shoot growing out of it, so that gives it a head start. Now what I also did was that I added a couple pothos cuttings that had already shot out their roots, and I placed those in the glass of my Exotica cuttings, and I just heard that they kind of give off a rooting hormone, and so I just wanted to test that out to see how fast they grew. This is what my pot's looking like thus far, and here are the 2 spots where I cut my cuttings from, or my propagations from. And here is my glass full of Exotica cuttings as well as my pothos cuttings. So it took approximately 10 days for roots to sprout out or shoot out, and yeah, I figured that was actually pretty quick. I thought, or I was expecting it to take a little bit longer, but that was good timing for me. So here are the pothos cuttings that I put into the propagation glass, sorry. And here are the rest of my propagations, my exotica propagations. Alright, so I'm the type of plant mom that doesn't like to keep her propagations in the glass of water too long. I don't like my roots to grow too long. The reason why I do that is because I don't want it to get too used to being in water, thus making it a little bit harder for the plants or the cuttings to acclimate to the pot, to soil medium as opposed to the water medium. So from when I see their roots, I don't let it go past an inch, and I pot it at that point in time. But it's been working. That particular process has been working pretty well for me. I haven't had any issues with dying cuttings, but I hope that it's the same for this. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. All right, so I'll be repotting my plant into a slightly bigger pot, a terracotta pot. Now, a tip for you: when you are removing your plant and the root ball from a terracotta pot, because it's not glazed, it's not going to come out so easily. So what you can do is just use a knife and basically run it along the edge of the pot, and with that should help the root ball come out a lot easier. I'm loving how this root ball is looking. About a month after I purchased my Scindapsus Pictus Exotica, I repotted it into that terracotta pot. I've had it maybe a year now, I'd say. Yeah, I think about a year now, and it looks like it's grown very well. I'm just loving the way the roots are looking in the soil, just wrapped around. It's beautiful. So I'm just using an organic potting mix, and added some perlite to it, as well as some of the soil that was already in the pot for my exotica, and just mixed that up. Now, caring for my Scindapsus Pictus Exotica is not hard. I find that it drinks a lot of water and requires frequent watering, especially being in the terracotta pot. Initially, when I first transferred it into the pot, I didn't realize that I needed to water it more frequently, and so I lost a few leaves. And then when I caught on that, you know what, because of the pot, it was causing the soil to dry out a lot faster than I expected. And so when I upped the watering to approximately every few days or so, it started to grow very well. I didn't lose any more leaves, and I haven't lost any more leaves, and so it's been doing pretty well. But yes, if you have your exotica in a terracotta pot, do your best to water it more frequently, a little bit less in the winter time. Although I find that so actually in the summertime, I was watering it maybe every other day, and now I'm watering it every few days. But yeah, make sure you stay on top of the watering, and that way you're not going to lose any leaves, and it's just going to be a beautiful plant. Okay, so this is what my pot looks like with my propagations planted in to the mother plant or the mother cuttings, and I'm loving how it looks already. I can't wait for it to be fuller. So it took a little bit over a week for me to see that a couple of the cuttings, or the cuttings that I took the propagations from, had shoots, had like a little sprout of the new stem growing out. And that was very exciting to see. I'm so happy to see those. And then also what I noticed as well is that that one particular cutting that had a shoot coming out of when I took it out of the glass of water, that one seems to be growing a little bit taller, so that's also nice to see. So here you have it, guys, my Exotica with how many stems? With six stems or cuttings growing out of the pot, and this is going to grow into a beautiful and full pot. And that's practically it, guys. I'll keep you updated on its progress and growth. And thanks for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and have a good day, guys.